Hi, I'm Jim Rogers,
And I'm Colene Rogers.
and we are retention architects.
We help organizations become the one that employees never want to leave by developing leaders that people want to follow.
So, Colleen, in 2017, you left corporate America and you started your own business, Colene Rogers and Associates.
That's right. So after being in human resources for 20 years, predominantly in the talent acquisition arena, I got frustrated watching great talent leave after I spent so many hours finding them. So I started the company to help other organizations find, retain, and engage that top talent.
Yeah, and I was there from the beginning. I was excited about the possibility of this new company, and we always knew I was going to be involved in some level, so I began to study the content Colleen was training on. Then I began to create content for the business, and then in late 2021, I joined the business full time.
That's right. And now we're retention architects. So why retention architects? Well, the name came from our book, Retention: Key Mindsets to Retain Top Talent.
Yeah, let me share with you how this book came to be. So Colleen was speaking with Louisiana State SHRM about being the keynote at their upcoming conference. And I was aware of this, and one day I come home and she's excited and she says, "Hey Jim, I'm going to be the keynote for Louisiana. Oh, and by the way, I promised that our book was going to be ready." And so I was very surprised because we'd been talking about writing a book, but we hadn't pulled the trigger because we knew it was going to be a heavy lift. But that's what we did. We found a publisher, we wrote that book, and in the book, Retention: Key Mindsets that Retain Top Talent, this is where we first presented our solution, which is retention architecture.
So we work with our clients through speaking, workshops, training, company retreats. We do executive coaching, and we do consulting.
Yeah, and we'll work short term with clients if that's what they need, but we also work longer term, sometimes up to a year, to install all those components of retention architecture. So we really enjoy getting in there and getting to know the company and the clients.
That's right. And by the way, that book was delivered on time for that conference. So people often ask us, how is it that you work with your spouse? Because they tell us they never could. And we answer, we don't know, it just works. It might have something to do with how we met. We met on eHarmony, and if you know anything about eHarmony, you answer about 500 questions, and the goal is to match you with someone who is most like you on many different aspects. But for example, Jim and I are both creative artists. I'm a theater actress, and Jim is a professional musician.
And we have our differences too. So I think of the DISC model of human behavior. And Colleen and I are both DISC certified. We go into companies and we work with teams and leaders to help them work more efficiently and produce more. So within DISC, Colleen is a D personality. She's driven, determined, decisive. She really wants to get results, and every company needs that type of personality, that type of leader. I, on the other hand, I am a C personality within DISC. I'm more conscientious, more careful. I really want things done right. And so together, our two personalities really complement one another, and they help us deliver a good service to our clients.
That's right. So how can we help you? It begins with a discovery call. We figure out what your needs are. We design and implement a plan so that you can become the employer of choice.